HarperCollins presents Listen Closely by Egan, read by Maggie Bain and Quinn.
For every trans creator whose stories showed me a world in which I could exist. Didn't anyone ever tell you? Other people are all there is. Wooden Overcoats, Series 4, Episode 10. A Fun Farewell, by David K. Barnes. Dear listener, when diving into a story of any medium, there is little I love more than escaping to worlds in which homophobia and transphobia do not exist. There is so much joy to be found when trans characters are allowed to thrive in better, kinder worlds than ours. The real world has a habit of feeling incredibly hopeless right now, and there is an undeniable need for these kinds of stories. However, precisely because of this hopelessness, I feel strongly that there is also a need for stories in which trans characters live, flourish, and fight back against the same world we struggle in. Stories that acknowledge the bleakness we all too often feel, but insist that regardless, trans joy persists. I hope to tell a story like this here. This book deals with real-world transphobia, the likes of which almost every trans and gender non-conforming person has experienced to some degree. I've drawn on my own experiences of this as a trans author, and the trans characters' voices and experiences are at the forefront of the story. Where transphobia appears, it is often implicit or reported secondhand. We've all heard just about enough transphobic talking points to last a lifetime, and I do not intend to give them credit by repeating them. But for many who have been deeply affected by transphobia, reading about a character's experience of it can still be triggering. Please make your own well-being a top priority, and make an informed decision about your comfort level with this kind of content. And rest assured that, first and foremost, this is not a story about transphobia, but about trans people finding love, joy, and solidarity. Thank you for choosing to pick up this book. Writing it made the world feel a little less bleak. I hope reading it can do the same for you. With love, Leon.
Episode 1. The Jar of Malicious Words.
Mr. Lowell's onto us, Ava hisses.
What? Ava holds up the crumpled PE kit. It's got that signature lost and found smell that makes me wrinkle my nose.
What about the sick note?
I ask, horrified. Ava shakes her head once, her mouth set into a grim line.
Apparently, there's only a limited number of weeks of the month someone can be on their period. I tried to explain that not everyone's regular, but then he just handed me a tampon. She winces. It was awful.
Oh, God. Mr. Lowell has an immense fear of periods. This is a known fact, but Ava and I have been exploiting this particular fear to get out of PE for years. All we've ever needed was a forged sick note and to clutch our stomachs and cry,
"But sir, it's my uterus, it's gushing."
The next step was to simply watch Mr. Lowell turn ghostly pale and tell us both to take a seat on our usual bench.
"I think we've accidentally given him exposure therapy,"
Ava says with a groan.
"Which, I mean, good for him or whatever, face your fears, but now I've got to wear this mouldy old kit and learn to play netball."
I'm so sorry. You fought valiantly, but disaster comes for us all in the end.
Well, not you, apparently. Where's your foul-smelling PE kit of shame?
He took my note, I tell her, eyes finding the ground as I shrug. Don't know why. This isn't exactly true. I can take a pretty good guess as to why.
He's probably scared of your dad. What if he did the same thing to you and the next day gets an angry phone call from the infamous Mr. Kaysen accusing him of transphobia via tampon?
I wince. That was my theory too, but Ava painted a more vivid picture of it than I'd dare to think about. The worst part is, it's not even too ridiculous. I'm fairly certain my dad might actually do it. So what, you leaving me to sit this one out alone?
You're not the one suffering here, Jude. I've actually got to do PE. Take you in.
She isn't wrong. I don't love the idea of spending the lesson alone, but I'd still take it over having to play a sport. Any sport. I could remind her that if I'd had it my way, we'd have gone to a college where we wouldn't have to do PE at all. It was her choice to stay on at our school sixth form, and I wasn't about to go swanning off to a new school without my only friend.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?